Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. Love to get scared straight out of your jammies while you're on vacation? Who doesn't? Most of these hotels take bookings even to this day. Strap in, and if you haven't become an archivist, join us now by tapping the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. If you've been haunted at a hotel, leave a comment while you watch. Okay, on to the hauntings. Number 10. Crescent Hotel, Eureka Springs. This hotel is haunted, and it knows it. Since its 1886 opening, it's been a resort, conservatory, cancer hospital with a fraudulent doctor, and year after year, it just keeps asking to get haunted. Guests know when they stay at the Crescent Hotel, a good night's sleep is hardly guaranteed. There are reports of over a dozen ghost sightings, including a popular one named Michael, a stonemason, and Theodora, a former cancer patient. If this is exactly your cup of tea, make a reservation. No need to wait for the ghosts in your room. There are nightly ghost tours through the hotel. Number 9. The Myrtles Plantation, St. Francisville, Louisiana. Any former plantation is bound to have so much suffering, depression, and leftover vibrations of abuse. The Myrtles Plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana, frequently shows off its ghostly characters, not just in person, but also in photos. The most frequently seen ghost is Chloe, who people say was an enslaved woman in the 1800s who was sexually assaulted regularly by the owner of the home, who happened to be a judge. When he found a new victim, Chloe feared she'd be banned from the house and forced to do hard labor. So she tried to make the judge's children sick so she could care for them. Instead, the children were accidentally poisoned to death. The other slaves feared the judge would suspect all of them of being complicit in the murder, so they dragged her out of bed and murdered her by hanging, then throwing her in the river. Number 8. The Red Lion Inn, Stockbridge, Massachusetts. This Massachusetts inn has one specific room that's bound to give you the creeps. Guests continue to report sightings of a couple of particular ghosts, a young girl carrying flowers, and a man wearing a top hat. Whether they're together, related, or even lived in the same era is completely unknown. Still, this room and dark presence inside it is the reason why supernatural junkies can't get enough of it, making it a favorite in this part of the country. Number 7. Green Park Inn, Blowing Rock, North Carolina. This historic hotel reminds me of The Shining. Since its opening in the 1880s, it has hosted parties and gatherings of all sorts, and it seems like some of its guests might have liked the place a little too much. It's one of the registered historic hotels of America and was visited by celebrities and wealthy people of many eras, from John D. Rockefeller to Annie Oakley and Eleanor Roosevelt. It was a cool place to go. Now, though, many employees say the sounds of the past can often be heard in the halls and rooms of the hotel. Children playing, piano melodies made by no one. Ghost hunters have visited in the past and are still intrigued at what could be lurking in the lonely halls of the Green Park Inn. Number 6. Dalhousie Castle, Scotland. A Scottish hotel for those who wish to add to your ghost travels. This castle's history goes all the way back to the 13th century, as do its ghosts. The most notorious, Sir Alexander Ramsay, who allegedly starved to death, was held by William Douglas and never left the premises. There's also the Grey Lady, who is supposed to be the ghost of Lady Catherine haunting the castle dungeon. Those brave enough to take the tour will be treated to the top of the Bottle Dungeon, a gruesome, windowless cell where prisoners were lowered in by a rope. You can still see the rope marks worn into the stonework. Number 5. Queen Anne Hotel, San Francisco, California. Taking it back to San Francisco, we head to the Queen Anne Hotel, which has gone through a few different uses. Once a finishing school for girls led by headmistress Miss Mary Lake, who, from the sounds of it, couldn't bear to leave her girls after passing away. Her ghost is said to hang around room 401, covering sleeping travelers with blankets and unpacking their suitcases. If you're going to go to a haunted hotel, it's truly hard to beat this one. You don't even have to tip her. Number 4. Ross Castle, Ireland. Another jump across the pond, and we're at the Ross Castle in County Meath, Ireland. Previously a castle, it's now a bed and breakfast with an added bonus of being scary. Legend says that the daughter of the English lord and owner of the castle, known as Black Baron, walks through the halls of the castle quite frequently. Her father, on the other hand, walks the grounds of the castle. Given that they won't even go near each other, it sounds like the relationship and the castle has some bad blood. Number 3. Algonquin Hotel, New York City, New York. A very sophisticated and elegant building, the Algonquin Hotel, located in New York City, was designed by Goldwyn Starrett and opened in 1902. All seems grand, right? That's about as good as the story gets. Many guests have claimed to have been visited by ghosts during their visit to the hotel. Once a photograph flew off the wall, not falling, and shattered upon impact. Another guest took the elevator to his room on the 9th floor at almost 2 a.m. While he was walking into his room, he heard footsteps coming up the stairwell. The sound got closer and closer, but when he looked, there was no one on the stairs. If you're into that sort of thing, consider the Algonquin Hotel for your next haunted, sleepless vacation. Number 2. The Pfister Hotel, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Built in the late 1800s, this Milwaukee hotel now hosts visiting baseball and basketball teams, many of whom report ghostly events. Adrian Beltre of the Dodgers heard knocking in the hallway and on his door, just to open and find no one there. There was even pounding on his headboard. Carlos Gomez of the Minnesota Twins said his iPod started vibrating spontaneously and heard voices that came out of empty space. That's certainly enough to stay up all night hiding under the covers. I guess the question remains of whether the ghost is a sports fan trying to say hello, or is it trying to sabotage the games by keeping the players up all night? Number 1. Omni Parker House, Boston, Massachusetts. Boston, we all imagine, is the home of infinite hauntings. It's old, it's historic, and the Omni Parker House Hotel there is no exception. Harvey Parker, who built the place in 1927, is allegedly still haunting the place. Charles Dickens even stayed there for extended periods of time on the 3rd floor. Now the elevator is mysteriously seen heading to the 3rd floor entirely on its own. If that were all, perhaps it'd be just curious more than anything else, but it's not. The 10th floor also has a spook of its own, a room where a rocking chair is heard moving with no person sitting in it. The worst part? The hotel has no rocking chairs on site. Would you stay in any of these rooms? It might be worth it, even if it scares the dickens out of you. Thanks for watching. Which of these haunting places would you dare to stay for a night or two? Let us know in the comments. You can roam the halls of Top 10 Archive anytime by subscribing and clicking the notifications bell whenever new videos mysteriously appear. I have a haunting feeling that you might also want to give this video a like.